Alright, what is going on, guys? Fortniter back again in here for the video for you guys for today. And before I get into the main predictions of the video and the main topic, of course, and I just want to let you guys know that live this Sunday, just hours before TLC, just want to let you guys know I will be going live on Blog TV with my good buddy Simon on his account, and we'll be doing some, pretty cool stuff on there. Of course, talk about the world of professional wrestling. And of course, TLC, which will be hours before, goes live at pay-per-view. So, just wanted to let you guys know, on that note, and I will leave the links down there below for you guys to check out. And I will remind you guys, probably again to with my next video up in the hot seat. So definitely you don't want to miss that, and the live blog TV, which is live at 3 p.m. So don't forget about that. Alright, so now that we got that out of the way, let's get right to the final pay-per-view of the year, which is TLC, and in here for my TLC 2010 predictions. Let's not waste any much time. We got a pretty decent match listings here, so this should be actually a good pay-per-view. So let's not waste any much time. I'm going to start it off first with the World Heavyweight Championship match. It's a TLC match between Kane versus Edge. And this storyline hasn't been, really the greatest storyline of all time. Of course, Kane trying to get Paul Bearer back after Edge, taking him and trying to get inside his head. But anyway, just to make things short and sweet with my pick, I'm going to have to go with Edge here and becoming a new World Heavyweight Champion. And since it is basically Edge's match style, that's what I'm going to go with that. Next thing we got here is the WWE Championship matchup between The Miz and Randy Orton in a tables match. And with this one, since The Miz is a newly won World Heavyweight Champion, WWE Champion I should say, I think The Miz will actually get to retain here, and that's my pick. I do see either Miz losing at Elimination Chamber or as far as WrestleMania, but it probably won't get that far. We'll just have to wait and see. But if anything, Elimination Chamber is more likely where The Miz will probably lose the title, in that pay-per-view. So that's what I'm going to go with that. Then we get into one of two chair matches during the TLC pay-per-view. We got Alberto Del Rio versus Rey Mysterio. Now, originally, I thought this was going to be like a ladder match or a TLC, but that wasn't the case. They decided to go with a chairs match, which is fine, I guess. But overall, this match I'm sure will be a good match. We got the submission style of Alberto Del Rio, and of course, the lucha libre type moves by Rey Mysterio, and this should be a good match. I am going to go with Alberto Del Rio on this one, and to have his win on the pay-per-view, so that's what I'm going to go with that one. Next match, we have the #1 contender match between John Morrison and Sheamus in a ladder match, and this one, where John Morrison finally getting a shot to be able to come #1 contender and go after the major world title. So that I thought that was really cool. Now this match was supposed to be on Monday Night Raw, but that didn't happen, and that was the case. So now we have it at TLC, so which makes it actually that much better. Again, I would expect a good match out of this. And I'm gonna leave this question to you. Do you guys think 2011 will be John Morrison's year to finally win the major world title that he's been trying to get, or at least he should get? So I'm gonna leave it off for you guys. And as far as my pick goes, I'm hoping John Morrison gets the victory, and maybe we can finally see John Morrison versus The Miz in the feud, this time for the WWE Championship. So that should be interesting as well. Then we get into first time match here. This is going to be a tag team divas tables match between Laycool and Natyla and the returning Beth Phoenix. Of course, since Beth Phoenix has returned, I'm going to go with Natyla and Beth Phoenix to get the win, and to put Laycool through the tables. Next match we do have here is a triple threat ladder match, another ladder match here, and this one is for the Intercontinental Championship. Dolph Ziggler versus Jack Swagger and Kofi Kingston. You know, I had a feeling this was going to be a triple threat somewhere down the road in TLC, so this is actually, you know, going to be another probably good match, I'm sure. Of course, you know, we got Kingston, Swagger, and Ziggler in here, so why not? This one was a little bit hard to predict, but I'm either going to go with Dolph Ziggler to retain, or maybe even Jack Swagger, I don't know why, you know, to become the new Intercontinental Champion. If Kofi Kingston does win, I wouldn't have a problem with that either. You know, that's another possible, you know, thing that could happen here, so that's when we leave it up there. Then we're gonna do, well, you know, the last match here I'm gonna, you know, talk about here for my predictions, and that is John Cena versus Wade Barrett in the second chairs match of the night. And, you know, of course, you know, John Cena being rehired on Monday Night Raw by Wade Barrett, now looking to take out the Nexus, and including Wade Barrett himself. You know, with that being said, I'm going to have to go with John Cena with this one. Since he's been rehired, I'm sure he's probably going to, you know, pick up a win here and take out Wade Barrett in the, you know, chairs match. So that's what I'm going to go off with that. So that basically has to do with the predictions. Don't forget the live block TV at 3 p.m. just hours before TLC, so definitely, guys, you don't want to miss that. And that has to do with the predictions, and as always, I will talk to you guys later on. Peace.